What's up, guys? Another day, another dollar. Gonna be reading emails. Dude, I passed out today. I had this giant mark on my face. I used to have passing out spells, like fainting spells, that I haven't had in a while. And randomly, we had a dog trainer over, and I just passed out. I hit the floor hard. Usually, it's because I don't eat, like a little blood sugar, maybe. I don't know. Maybe I have diabetes. I really don't know. First email for the night. I look like a little kid. Help, please. Hey, Horsemeet, I'm 18 and I'm a 5 foot, 105 pound female. Very small. Everywhere I go, I'm always getting questions like, how old are you? And I respond with my age, and then they say, I thought you were in middle school. This happened too many times to count, and I'm really trying to appear more my age. I try to compensate for it in style by dressing more mature with heels, jeans, skirts, basically trending styles. But I feel like it just attracts pedophiles at this point. I really enjoy dressing the style, but sometimes I'm lazy and when I have a bum fit, but that's when I get mistaken as a little kid. I've been thinking about getting piercings to look more mature, but other than that, I really can't think of other things that would help. Any advice? I feel like in this situation, working out, bulking, do a little bulk, try and get up to like 130, because you're 105, maybe like 120. I don't know if that's too heavy, but yeah, I feel like the biggest problem if like being in this situation is not knowing if the person that likes you is a pedophile and just found like a pass. They're looking at you as like a pedo pass. You know, that look that young. You didn't include a picture, but if you really do look that young, and I feel like that's the one concern. I don't know if you guys ever saw that thing. There was this girl who was 24, and basically she had this disorder where her body stopped aging at the age of like 8, either 8 or 11. She was like a 24-year-old woman, and she was trying to date, but like she literally, her body was so small, she like still needed car seats. That's how small she was. And she was dating this grown-ass man, and it like blew up on Instagram because everyone was like, bro, this guy's never beating the allegations. I feel like it would be hard for that lady to find someone that's not a pedophile. In your situation, I feel like all you gotta do is like bulk up, you know what I'm saying? Exercise, hit the plate, you know what I'm saying? Do you think demons are real? Answer, I do think demons are real, but I don't think like possession and shit. Like I think that 99.9% of like possession is not real, but I do believe demons are real. But I feel like it's more subtle than that, which actually makes it scary, because if you think about it, like what would be the point as a demon to just like haunt one family? Like how does that pull the human race away from God? You know what I'm saying? How does fucking with one family, like, or one guy in an apartment and jumping out of his closet and like slamming shit, how does that like help the demon ideal of like making everyone do bad shit so everyone goes to hell? I think demons are more so like, it's more subtle than that. You know what I'm saying? It's like those things in your life, like those demons in your life that like, you ever get tempted to do bad things all the time that you know are bad, but you do them anyway? Like just kind of pulling you in a path of just doing bad shit all the time. I feel like that is more what demons are. I do think the other shit is real too. Like I've done my research on the Annabelle doll and shit like that, but I think it's rare, and like I feel like if everyone, it'd be like more demon like to pull everyone into just being terrible so everyone goes to hell. Like all those little temptations that kind of just build up to just start doing bad shit and then become a bad person and be on a bad path. I think that's more so the demons plan. That would be more productive for their, you know, goals. Broke up with my girlfriend and now I'm addicted and emotionally dependent on fighting people. Hey Horseman, I found your channel a while ago and watched a shit ton of your videos. Just want to say I love the way you convey advice, and you're doing a huge service to a lot of struggling people like myself if you ever read this email. Yeah, man. Said I broke up with my girl a few weeks back due to a shitty sex life where I felt lonely, unwanted, etc. You know how it goes. When sex frequency becomes a problem, the relationship is on its way down. Anyways, since then I felt completely empty because I don't know where to go from here. She was my first and only relationship so far, and I'm only 21. It lasted 3 years. I absolutely adored her throughout the entire thing and still kind of do. The way things happened, it sort of fell into my lap, if that makes sense. We'd been friends previously, and in a way, I never had to look for or pursue the relationship in a normal way. Everything just kind of happened and fell into place. That being said, I have no clue how to pursue the type of relationship that I want with the characteristics of physical intimacy, commitment, etc., etc., and I'm feeling lost. I spent most of these days practicing MMA and weightlifting. I probably spend 20 hours a week between the two. The only time I feel happy and fulfilled is currently when I'm fighting. Every second I spend not fighting, I'm completely empty, wondering if I'll ever be enough for the type of relationship I need. And if I am, will I ever be able to make that relationship happen? I feel like a bit unhealthy emotionally dependency on fighting, even though I don't quite know the reason, but it concerns me because I've started to push myself to the point where I have multiple injuries in my arms, shoulders, and back. I just can't stop fighting and going 100% in every session like it's morphine or some shit. What should I do? As always, I appreciate everything you do and all the advice you give out. Love you, bro. Look, bro, you're working through it. It seems you're still working through it, but you're on the right path. You found a passion. You know what I'm saying? It could have been worse, man. You could have been, out drinking, having sex with a bunch of, ugly girls. Oh no, you didn't wear protection. You have chlamydia. Uh-oh. You know what I'm saying? It could have been way worse. Instead, you found like an athletic passion. You're bettering yourself, you're getting exercise, you're becoming healthier, like, it'll pass, you know what I'm saying? I think you just stay on the path, try and cheer yourself up, and at least in the meantime, you have a great hobby. Am I too ripped? What's up, bro? I'm 19 and recently just moved from Miami to Texas. Good job getting out of Miami. I hate Miami. Truly, I really dislike Miami, like, with a passion. It's like probably one of my least favorite places. Right next to it's LA. I really don't like LA either. This has had me feeling pretty down as I don't have any friends here, so I've just been going to work in the gym. I've seen noticeable gains in the gym, but it hasn't seemed to do anything for me. Any advice? So when you say it hasn't done anything for you, like, what are you looking for? What are you looking for to happen? You know what I'm saying? Do you think like, bitches are magically just gonna like appear? Do you think, you're just gonna feel happier? Like, no, you have to fill those voids within yourself. I think fitness is great. It's like a good way to stay healthy and stay disciplined, but it's not gonna solve all your problems. For a lot of people, it's a coping mechanism. They can't deal with other shit, and the one thing they can control in their life is their hard work and their physique. So, they pour everything into it because they feel like when a lot of shit in your life is like out of control, that is one thing like you feel like you have control of, with your diet and your training, you have control of that, and it's this thing that you can control and hold, and nothing else can affect it except you. With a lot of other things in life, that's just not the case. So if you truly want to like be happy, you got to fix it outside of that. Girlfriend wants me to stop asking. Hey Horsemeet, hope you're doing well. I've been loving the consistent uploads recently, the email videos. I'm a huge fan. Thanks, man. The other day, my girlfriend and I were on FaceTime, and we were kind of like revealing our fantasies to each other. But then she said something. She told me she thinks it would be attractive if I just did stuff to her without asking. Obviously, I felt a little strange about this, but she reassured me and told me she would tell me to stop if she didn't like it / didn't want to do it. I do it for her because if it's what she wants me to do, and it's a fantasy of hers, I'll do it, but at the same time, I'm also worried. What if we break up and she uses this against me? I love her and trust her, but at the same time, I've heard many horror stories about guys getting accused and then their lives getting ruined. I just want to know what you think, if you have anything to worry about. I mean, she might have been saying, like, pin me down, but, like, I don't think you gotta, like, come up behind her, pin her down, rip her clothes off, you know what I'm saying, on some, like, kind of, rapey kind of shit. I don't think that's really what she was talking about. I feel like she's more so saying, like, get her in the mood. You know what I'm saying? Like, start kissing her, like, be sensual, be romantic, and then start kissing her, turn her on, maybe some foreplay, and then, get into it, rather than just being like, hey, can we have sex? Hey, can you suck my dick? Like, that's not sensual. That's not, like, that's not a great way to get into things. If, like, she's chilling, you're like, hey, can we fuck? Like, you come up, hey, be romantic, maybe do the little and then, be sensual, be romantic, maybe start with some light kissing, lean in there, you know what I'm saying, get into some foreplay action, you know, and then the sex, now she's turned on, you know what I'm saying? Now the mood is there before you start having the sex, you know? I think that's more so what she was talking about, I'm thinking. Not like pin her down with a ski mask and like rip her clothes off. Like, she might have been saying that, I don't know. But yeah, I'm thinking more so just like get into it rather than just like asking, hey, can we have sex, you know? Just like build it up, you know what I'm saying? Be romantic. Girls like that kind of thing. I got cucked by my best friend and accidentally took a selfie of it. Horsemeet, me and my friend and my crush were on the wrestling team. At the time, he knew I liked her and would actually give me tips on how to start dating her. Anyway, one rainy day, we all went to my friend's house after practice, and they started wrestling on the bed, in air quotes. I don't know why I did this, but I actually took a selfie of it. Okay, so I'm imagining they're like play. She's like, don't grab me, and he's like grabbing her, like, don't put me in a rear naked choke. Like, he's doing all that. They're like play wrestling on the bed, and you just sitting there like. Later, I was going through her phone one day and found a text in her girls group chat saying that they waited for me to leave and started cuddling after. My friends keep sending that selfie I took after I told them what happened, making fun of me and calling me a cuck. I'm disgusted with myself. Hey bro, you made a mistake. Do I think, would I have taken a selfie in that situation? No. You know, but we're not the same person, you know, we're separate individuals. Just don't do it again, you know what I'm saying? Don't speak of this situation ever again. Pretend it never happened, you know, leave it in the past, bury it, and then never do it again. This one just says, question. Hey Horsemeet, love the videos, you're my favorite philosopher. Thank you. My situation is, we grew up with an enabling mother and an emotionally absent father. He doesn't speak to us, but we live together. My brother is 33 years old, all right, so he's a grown man. Doesn't do his own laundry, doesn't even make his own plate of food. He has no job, been unemployed for a decade, and will get mad at my mom, calling her a bitch when she doesn't bring the brand of water that he likes. My mom does everything for him. She loves him, and he treats her like shit. He's basically a grown adult child. He acts like one. He basically lives on his computer all day, watching those red pill podcasts that hate women. He literally just sits in his room on the computer all day, and my parents are broken poor, and I just don't even know how to help fix this. My mom can't work, and my dad is in his 70s still working. I don't know what my brother's gonna do with his life. He also has extreme anger issues and will break everything in his room if you try him. I really wanna help take this burden off my mom, but I genuinely don't even know where to begin or how to help. I don't even know what professional help to get, if there even is one. Okay, so your brother is a failure, 33. That's like actually worst case scenario. Yeah, I think that's worst case scenario at 33. I don't know how it could get worse. Like the biggest problem is that he's like so fucked up mentally that like he'll never get, like this is his life. It's partially your mom's fault for enabling it. Like my parents, and I know a lot of other people's parents, bro, that this would never fly. Like if I called my mom a bitch, oh my God, the wrath that would be imposed on me is, you know, life-changing. I think he was failed. I'm sorry to say. I think your mom failed him. This is why enabling is such a bad thing. People like to criticize parenting, but like, oh, you're being too hard. But like, bro, I'm telling you, and there is a line where you're being too much, but you know, I think the fear for parents that are too much is this. This is the fear, and it does happen. I don't think you can help at your current moment. I would say, as fucked up as this sounds, like, do your own thing. Like, you gotta grind. Like, you gotta be the one to make it out. Like, you gotta be successful. Whatever it is, you do school, you do something, I don't know. You gotta grind, you gotta get out of there. And then once you're established on your own, then you can think about helping. It's kind of like a situation on an airplane of like, put your own mask on before you put someone else. Once you know you're good, then you can come back and like, you know, figure out how to help the situation. But like, you need to get out of there first. You know what I'm saying? You got to get out of there, bro. That's just not a good environment. Okay, this is the last one because it's kind of long. My ex got his nuts stolen and is having a baby, and then he hooked up with my op. All right, so let's read this. Hey, Horsemeet, fun story for you, and I love you. Thank you. Me and my college ex, male 26, were catching up when he nonchalantly mentioned he was going on paternity leave in the middle of a thread of 8 texts. I obviously responded confused as fuck, and he goes, yeah, I have a kid on the way. For context, he was a very hot, popular frat boy in college. Wasn't he 26 though? Like, I'm done college and I'm 23. Well, I'm not done. I'm doing my classes online, but I'm done with the campus. I'm finishing up my credits. We had a pretty great relationship for college, and he had been posting on his Instagram story, constantly traveling the world, partying, and living a seemingly carefree life. The nonchalantness and partying was giving me crash out vibes, and I was genuinely super concerned, so I asked him to call me. Long story short, he hooked up with this 20-year-old Tennessee girl for like a week, swore he never nutted in her, and then got a call from her a month later saying she was pregnant. He told me he offered her $100K to have an abortion. Damn, bro's got money. $100K to have an abortion, and she said no. This girl has no college, no job, and just wants a kid because all her friends are young moms. This is a nightmare scenario already. That's why I'm telling y'all, don't hook up, bro. I'm telling y'all, I've been saying, just have one person, because you avoid situations like this. Bro, I'm telling you all the situations you avoid by just having one girl and taking one person seriously. And I'm not saying wait till marriage. I'm just saying, like, before you start having sex with someone, like, make sure this is someone that you really like. Maybe start a relationship. Like, don't be hooking up with people, because, like, you can get in situations like this. But 1, you won't be in this situation. 2, it's going to be a lot, like, you're not going to get a fake rape accusation, which I know people go through, from someone that you're, like, dating, if you're actually a kind person and they're not crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I also say don't date crazy girls. Shit like that. But don't hook up with people, bro. I'm telling you, like, be respectful. Find a girl that you like. So my ex is pissed. This man has never had a bad thing in his life happen, and he got smacked with this shit. Damn, bro, it all hit, all the bad shit hit him at the same time. So I asked what he was doing while she was pregnant, and he responds, I bought her a rose toy and 2 prenatal massages. Prenatal massages. I don't know what else she wants. He tells me not to tell anyone, so obviously I run to my big brother. He's a type of homie, and I told him. My brother responds, same shit happened to me 8 years ago. Turns out bro has an 8-year-old because he also got his cum stolen by some crazy bitch. How is this happening to people? This is why I'm so anti-crazy. Like, I think people like the aesthetic of crazy girls, but I'm telling you, bro. Like, the only people that like crazy girls are people that have never dealt with crazy girls. Don't do it. I'm telling you, bro. And if you're gonna do it and you get in this situation, you're gonna think back, like, damn, I should have listened to Horsemeet. Fuck. You know, look, my life's fucked now. We've been friends talking daily for over a year, and I had no clue. So I put them in a group chat that got so diabolical, I made them take it off my nice Jewish phone. Like, talking how to skirt child support and how thick and crazy these women were, LMAO. My homie said his baby mama, while pregnant, would be like, I'll have an abortion if you got to my house in 10 minutes with sushi. And he'd run over there just for her to be kidding. Truly evil. Yeah, that's a diabolical. Sorry if I read that bad, but basically, like, while the previous guy's girl was pregnant, she'd be like, oh, I'll get an abortion if you get me sushi and some presents, essentially. And he would give them to her, and she was like, just kidding. This is some evil, evil fucking shit. I swear neither of these guys are ghetto or anything. Let this story be a warning to y'all. I never thought 2 prominent guys in my life would have their kids via stolen cum, but here we are. My ex was visiting my city coincidentally like 2 days after this news, and I went out of my way to make time and try and link with him to make sure he's okay. He was too busy, which I found pretty rude despite how helpful I've been to him post-breakup, considering the amount of this bullshit I've dealt with. A day later, he posts his trip on Instagram, and I see my ex-best friend from college comment on it. This girl is the only op in my city, and he knows that. We had a bad falling out. When we were dating, he decided to ruin one of our vacations by telling me unprovoked that she's the only one of my friends that is hotter than me. It's a crazy thing to say to your girlfriend. Literally, as I'm looking at her comments on his IG, he calls me for business advice. I'm pissed, so I'm like, looks like you made time for Megan when you visited. And he goes, yeah, I went out with her and her friends for a night. I responded, ew, I'm nauseous. Hung up and haven't talked to him since. Hope he likes his teen baby mama and she likes her rose toy. Do you think him and my ex-BFF fucked? I mean, probably, maybe, I don't know, but I feel like, anyway, I love your content. Please know if this will end up in an EP. I'm already imagining you reading this to the meat boys or whatever you call your followers. I guess you guys don't have a name. Nah, figured out. I mean, this is just a fucked up story. There's really no advice here. More so a warning story on why you should be careful with the people that you sleep with and the people that you choose to like hang out with. Well, that's it for today's video. Code Horsemeet on Civil Regime and Iron CRUE. Horsemeet t-shirts on Horsemeet.shop. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I just dropped the Tear Out. If you like Tear Out dubstep, I just dropped a new song. So yeah, go check that out. And if you want to find it, just go to my Instagram bio. You'll see a Tear Out account. There's a bunch of links. So, all right, guys. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.